This is what I call my disappearing act. So you came in and you're like, where's the streamer? Then I come out from the shadows. That was my routine that I was trying to do there. Except not really. I forgot to do something last minute. So I just closed the door and everything. Hello. Welcome to Monday Morning Coffee. This is episode 15. Can you believe how consistent I have been with these? I don't know how many of these have been on this channel. I know most of them are probably still on the other channel, but I mean, it's all in the same playlist. I have a really annoying zit, like right here, directly on my face, and I keep seeing it. I keep trying to rub this side too, because it's on the preview screen is like reversed, but it's actually on this side. And you're not supposed to rub it anyway, so I don't know why I'm doing that. Anyway, before we get too far into this show, I'm going to do my classic... Well, actually, let me do something smart. Let me move the overlay over to here so I'm not constantly looking in that direction. Except I will to do this sound check. So, okay. Sound check. I never wanted to be unsubscribed. I saw that, by the way. But yes, it's working. Okay, turn them off. Turn them off. So I don't have too mumuch for this week either. Oh wait, I gotta do the intro. Here's a cup of coffee. I'm going to keep talking until I run out of coffee, and then we're done. I also did I did a very subtle change to the thumbnail for this week. You may now notice that the no talkie till coffee Pepe is more pronounced, and my character is now pointing at him rather than pointing at the headline. Because the headline is like, okay, it's Monday Morning Coffee. We do this every Monday. That's not as interesting. But the new Pepe no talkie guy, he's a funny dude, so he's pointing at him instead. That's the gimmick there. So I don't have too much, and I didn't get a huge thing of coffee, so we might actually finish on time in comparison to usual. The first thing that I can talk about here are the new videos on this channel, since it's the most relevant to the people here. I have a new Best of 2022 video that I promised a little while back that I was going to do. That is a combination of all the highlights from all the highlight videos of all the streams. So it's really, really the deep cuts, the stuff that's, in my opinion, probably the best from all the content, all of the highlighted content. So we've done many, many streams, but only of the stuff that actually ended up getting into a YouTube video, going back until December 2021, because December 2021 is when the channel started, and I figured, I mean, I'm not going to leave out those 3 streams that I did in 2021. If they were in December, I'll just include those, and we'll just say it's 2022. It makes a lot of sense. So I did that. I saw that already 3 of you unsubscribed. I don't blame you, especially with that thumbnail. I took every single stupid, ironic of course, picture of me that I copped from all these streams, and I tried shilling all of them onto a single Canva. I don't even think I changed the Canva template, by the way. I think it literally just said best of something. Obviously not 2022 because they're not updated regularly, but it was best moments of something, and it literally looked exactly like that. And all I did was change it to say best of 2022, and I just packed it. I packed it as much as I possibly could. It took me longer than I would like to admit to get all of these images on the same board for a reason that really is detrimental, if anything. I only lose by making this thumbnail. Can I show this on the... This isn't gonna... See, now because of last stream, because I showed my Habitica. That's all my productivity stuff. Now everybody knows I'm a productivity freak. Now everybody knows that I charge myself at 200 Habitica coins every time I win a game. Except I don't do that anymore. That's actually very old. And everything you saw there was false, by the way. And I linked all the document, but that's whatever. But I'm still paranoid. Now I'm triply paranoid. Okay, well, I just have, listen, I have a Pomodoro break timer, so if it shows that, then, oh, it actually shows the right thing. Except I think that's because it's on display capture, which is not very good. But anyway, um, this is, I mean, the jig is up. If you're subscribed to the channel, you saw this thumbnail come out as I released the premiere for this. It's coming out Tuesday. It's not out yet. It's coming out Tuesday because they always come out. They don't come out on the same day of streams. But I made this. It took me like 30 minutes. Oh, and it includes. I got new pictures. I got pictures that did not yet exist. But I was going through the best of, and I took more pictures, and they're all here. Also, I have the Germa thing on the top left because I can only imagine that's what people think when they dislike and unsubscribe before the video actually comes out. So I went to, there's no Germa content in there, but I did want to at least include that. However, speaking of Germa content, there is, now that the best of, I promised that once I was able to finish the best of 2022 video, that we would have a another Germa compilation, and now that time is ready. When it will come out, I am still not sure. It depends entirely on how long it takes me to make it. I'll try working on it today. Whether I get it finished today, that's a different story. But it is something that might happen, might not happen. I don't really know. But all that kind of depends. Yeah, so it's just another Germa compilation. I mean, but that's why the now 585 view are here, right? So let me just keep the grift going. I figure what I'll try and do until it fails, now that I know the secret, is I'll just every so often release a Germa compilation video. It gets 50,000 views. I get a bunch of new subscribers and everybody. I immediately start chilling my own content for another 6 months. Half that number goes down, but then I release another content, and then it keeps going. So that's how the channel will grow from here on out. Until I run out of Germa compilations, which I think will be like this video. So, maybe not. But I don't know. I said the third one was going to be the last one because I really ran out of clips that were like easy to find. See, that's the problem. Is if it's Germa, then I don't want to put a whole bunch of work into it. If it's my own content, then yeah, maybe I should try. But if it's somebody else's content, I don't want to like do too much here. Let me switch the overlay back over here. I don't want to put in too much work. So if it's not like I can't immediately find this clip, I was searching for the fucking stupid, the video where he in the Simpsons Hidden Run, where he goes into the voice chat the first time, and he's like, fuck these people, and then he leaves, and he's like, okay, I'll forgive you all, but only if you say nothing. And then he comes in again, it's all silent until somebody says, hey, Gerbo, fuck you. And usually people only have the last part of that, but the whole thing is funny. And so I want to have the whole... And then there's a third time he goes into voice chat, and that time it crashes his entire game, and he has to restart from the beginning. So that whole section is funny, but nobody has the full thing. And if I go through... Like, that video is 7 hours long. If I start at the wrong time and start recording at the wrong time, I miss, like, one giant chunk of it. So that's the problem with that. And I tried recording it, and I didn't get it right where it started. So now I have to go back and record the beginning of it, which is a nightmare. But we'll figure all that out. I'll work on it today. We'll see how long it takes me. I think it's really funny if I release that video on Christmas Day, but I don't think that would happen. Logistically. I know it's very funny, but I don't know if it works logistically. So that's the video that's coming out soon, the Germa clip video. However, in the meantime of that, there's going to be a couple of streams. So I've talked a little bit about the stream schedule here from the end of the year. I am going to be out from December 23rd I said that weird, like this was like a job, and I was like requesting PTO. I'm going back home, so I won't have my streaming equipment or anything. From the 23rd, I want to say the 8th of January, of course. Um, so there's not going to be any streams during that time, which means that there's only three more. No, including this one, three more streams, but technically two more streams until that time happens. On the 16th, this Friday, it's going to be more Sorcery. We're going to continue with Sorcery, hopefully get into part 2. I would like to finish it, but I don't know how much time it's going to take because we have the entire part 2 that we haven't done yet, and I think part 1 is supposed to be like a prequel, like a tutorial section, like a tutorial in like a CD Projekt Red game where it feels really big, but you unlock the rest of the map. So we'll see how that goes. I will definitely be playing Sorcery on that day. And then next Monday, we'll have our final Monday morning coffee of 2022. It'll be number 16, except that one's going to be special because I am going to be recording my annual State of the Union and, what is it called? The favorites of 2022. So if you are new to this channel, which 99.9% of you are, let me explain that. State of the Union is something that I have done since 2014, since I was a wee little lad in, sophomore year of high school, where every single year I update everybody on my projects because I work on a lot of stuff. I work on my own blog. Monday Morning Coffee is kind of like that, right? Where I talk about what I'm working on, but this time it's like a big, like a whole year-end review sort of thing. And so I talk a lot about what I've done this whole year and then the next year, what I'm planning on doing, what's going to be the theme of next year, as we call it. I can only imagine it's not going to be very exciting for you guys, but, if you do something, if you've been doing something since 2014, you kind of have to keep doing it. You don't get this, if you started in 2014 and it's now 2022, you don't get to stop at that point. You have to keep them going. So I don't know how many of you are going to be interested in that part of the stream, but it's still going to happen. A part that you may be more interested in is the favorites section. So the favorites are a little bit newer. Favorites, I think, started in 2018. I think, have the favorites always been video recorded? So the State of the Union has not always been video recorded. I think it's only been the past 3 that I've done them on video. The favorites may be always video recorded, but there may be ones that I did just like in text. For the favorites, it is based on books, music, movies, and video games. My favorites of the whole year. Not things that came out that year, but things that I finished that year. So you will see a variety of recommendations, but they will not be themed towards this year, which may or may not be interesting to some of you. Some of you may just want recommendations, so you don't really care what year it is. But that's kind of the way I do it because it's the easiest way for me. Because if I just did, I think the only year that I did only stuff that came out that year was 2018, the very first year, because I was watching and doing so much shit that just came out that year that it was very easy for me to do that. But then I realized in 2019 I was like, this is not gonna keep up. So I changed it to that because I don't see any do that. In fact, I don't even think I watched a movie this year. I don't know if a movie is going to be on the list this year. I know a TV show will because I watched Edge Runners, but I don't know if anything else is gonna come up. I think it's just gonna be video games, books, and then like maybe like 1 or 2 music. But I haven't checked the list yet. It's anything. I guess I can chill this out too. So if you go to my website, astukery.com, it's the name of the channel title, but then you put a .com at the end. If you go to the About page, oh shit, I actually don't know where this is. Hold on. Where is it? How do you find this? Maybe I should make this more obvious? About. Oh shit. It's about, and then it's at the very bottom, which is kind of, I know. I'll fix it. I'll make it more obvious. I'll put it as like one of the little header things. The backlog. It is all the things that I am currently interested in reading, listening, watching, playing, and then my reviews on everything that I have read, watched, listened to, or played. And I take the favorites off that list. So it's just anything that has an 8 out of 10 or above gets on the favorites list. So I mean, I guess if you want spoilers, you could look at that. But yeah, I'm gonna have that. I'll remember to change the header at least. I'll also remember to I'll remember to change to watch to edit, and I guess also watch German clips, but edit my German clip compilation. I'll remember to do all that stuff. Hopefully, after this show, I've decided that I'm no longer going to write to-dos while I am doing the show, at the very least. Because I don't know how annoying that is. I just stopped to take a breath. Why? No one's watching this. You know what? No, I am going to set a reminder. There's 0 viewers. I don't give a shit. Okay. Edit Germa clip 4. And then what was the other thing I was going to say? Oh, add backlog to header of site. There we go. And as I typed that, I got 1 viewer. So somebody came in as I said, fuck this, I have 0 viewers. I can do whatever I want. So YouTube must be listening to me. But anyway, so that's the stuff that I'm going to be doing after this. I'm going to be editing the 4th German compilation because I know a ton of you are German fans. And then I'll fix the backlog header. We'll be doing next week. We'll be doing the favorites of 2022, and then the whole State of the Union thing that I do every year. That's how that's all going to be settled. In terms of what I have next, not that much. And I'm halfway through the coffee cup. So if we're talking about the book, Boys and Girls Part 1, the book that I wrote, which I have mentioned on Monday Morning Coffee a couple of times now. It's coming for a release in December 21st, which is just a couple of days from now. I think 9 days, right? We're not doing a big countdown or anything for it. It's going to be, I'm going to try to have more of a progressive marketing strategy. I've realized that if you're a very small creator, that doing big bombastic launches don't really do anything. What instead you have to do is just pretend all of your stuff is always new. That's the trick. That's how you do it. Because then it's like you're every person you meet when you're like a new creative person, whether you're a writer, musician, podcaster, doing stupid YouTube stuff like this. Like, you have to assume that every single person who walks in is new and has never seen you before. And if you know that, then you realize there comes an advantage where you don't have to worry about, like, oh, but I made this 2 years ago, so everybody probably knows that it's already old. No, nobody knows. So, the last 2 books I had kind of bombastic launches. I didn't really go anywhere. This time I'm going to be like, you know what? This is always a bombastic launch, okay? Every single day. Every day until you like it. Every day until I get a Goodreads 5-star. That's how you're going to hear about this book. Going back to my original point, though, part of this marketing strategy is the 10 free chapters that are available on my website, same site, stukery.com. The very first free chapter, the first chapter in the whole book, is now up on that blog, and over the course of the next couple of weeks, there will continue to be more and more of these videos uploaded. And except for 2 of the days that are going to be edited versions of the State of the Union and the favorites of 2022 that are going to be uploaded here. Those won't be official videos on this channel, so they won't be uploaded in the same way of the best of 2022 was uploaded. But they are going to be in that playlist, the Start Here playlist, because I feel like... Actually, should I plan to start here? Should you start on the 8th State of the Union of what? I mean, a lot of it is explaining what I do, right? I feel like it makes sense. I'll do it that way. I have to figure out what I need to put in that playlist, because I think that's a very smart playlist to have. But I don't think I have any like, you don't really start here in any regards. You don't start. You leave. You pass by and then immediately go to somewhere else. You do not stay. You run away. No, but I'll figure out something with that. What I want to put in the start here playlist that currently just has the best of 2022 video in it, and probably add some more content over time. That I'm like, you know what, this would make sense if you were like a new person. Like, what do you want to know this channel's about? None of the Germa compilations are getting in there. Absolutely not. It has to be an explanation of who I am, not who Germa is. They already know who Germa is. He's made it big. I'm still small. Oh yeah, I'll worry about that shit. Speaking of which, I found something funny that I did want to mention on the show, because I am shameless. I'm not hiding it. I am very open and honest about all the things in my life, but particularly this one. I started using promoted posts, which I think is very funny. So in every single social media platform, you can promote your posts. I don't think you can in YouTube, actually, which is interesting, but I don't think I would do it in YouTube because, I mean, there's 585 of you and declining, but there's still 585 of you, which is way more than any of my other social media platforms. In every social media platform, you can do promoted posts. So if you post something, then you can promote it, which means you pay money to have it show up as a promoted post. You've seen those ads before, right? And so for a long time, you assume, based on the content that you see in promoted posts, based on the content that you see in promoted posts, you assume that they kind of have to be like ads. And that's why when I first started doing marketing for JBR, I did ads. So I would do like, oh, join our community, or check out my website, sign up for my newsletter, and it would be like a nice little advertisement banner and doing that. But then I decided, okay, well, what if I just take content that I think is really good that I have made that hasn't really gotten that much traction, whether it be the stupid Sims 4 TikTok shitpost that I did, or some of my tweets that I feel like have been unanswered, or some blog posts that have fewer views and I feel like they respect or deserve. What if I took some of those and I promoted those posts so that maybe they come back to the number one thing in people's minds? And like I said, everything is evergreen. Everything is constant. So it doesn't matter if it happened 2 years ago. I'm promoting it now. That's what I'm doing. And I realized that sometimes you just need a little bit of a nudge, and then things get a lot better. I'll explain what I mean. So on that Sims 4 TikTok video, which I thought was excellent, it got a decent amount of views on this channel. I re-uploaded it on this channel as a short. It got 1,000 views here, and I was like, that's respectable. But on TikTok, it was woefully ignored. It got like 60 views. And so I did the TikTok promotion. I got $50. I got 50% off. That was $10 off. I had 50% off. I spent $10 on that ad. Okay, I would say that's a pretty good deal. I spent $10. It was promised to get around 1,000 views, which I was like, okay, well then we'll bring it back up, because all I really wanted was for that video to be the most viewed video on my TikTok account. So I was like, okay, perfect, we'll do that. Well, because so it got recommended to a bunch of people, of course, by TikTok, but then people just in general liked it and liked it a lot. I mean, like they pressed the like button a lot. And because of that, it, instead of getting 1,000 views, it got 3,000 views. So then I realized, okay, well maybe it's more about some of these videos. It kind of just depends on the content too. So it gives you a little bit of a push, is what it does. Because usually you're just saying things out into the void, like what I'm doing right now. But if you ever did want to really have someone notice something, then you could do a paid promotion of some kind, even if it's like $10, $20, $30, put it out there to the world, and then from there, you might see a lot more. You might actually see like double or triple the investment that you originally put in, if the content is good. And of course, at the same time, if you pay like a ton of money and then the content doesn't get any more views than it already did, that means you fucked up, and you got to learn from that one. So it's kind of like investing. Some might say it's more like gambling. But I feel like, and it kind of is more skill based, where there are certain things that people like and certain things that people don't like, and if you can figure out how to promote stuff that people do like, you get a lot of traction from that, and so I think that's pretty important. I'm thinking, I don't know if I want to tap out here. Should I save some of this coffee for busting out that Germa compilation clip? I don't know. Maybe I should, because I'm out of topics. That's all I had on the docket for a day. That's all I really wanted to make sure that I covered here. We're at 25 minutes. I'm gonna call it. I'm gonna do an early coffee retrieval. I should have an official term for that. When I don't finish the coffee and I save it for work. I feel like that's copping out in some way, especially to the whole point of the show. But once again, 0 viewers. I do whatever the fuck I want. All right, nobody's gonna see this VOD. Nobody will ever know. But I think we'll cut it there then. That sounds good. And then yeah, like I said, I'll go straight into the German compilation clip. That way, you guys will be happy. See, I'm allowed to cut the coffee break short, as long as I work on the German compilation. I feel like that's fair. So I'll see you guys on Friday when we will do another bit of sorcery. Steve Jackson's sorcery, I should say. Then on next Monday, we will do the State of the Union, which I still need to do the presentation for. I should put that in my notes also. And let's see, what else? And the favorites. The favorites is 2022, which is easier because I just read off the backlog page. But anyway, with that all in mind, I will see you all in the next